Hey everybody, it's Josh Alexander with Orange County Housing Market News. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you again so much for your continued support. If this is the first time you're tuning into the show, this show is all about Orange County real estate. So I talk about local trends in the market, I interview experts in the same field, and then I also give out different tricks and tips for both buyers and sellers. So it's a great place to start if you're thinking of getting in the market in the next couple months. On today's episode, I'm actually going to be starting a new segment, and that's going to be your real estate tip of the week. So it's going to be much shorter format than my traditional episodes, but it'll give you some good advice in a much quicker time frame. So in today's episode, I'm going to be discussing some of the different programs the government has in place right now to be able to help out both renters and landlords to make sure they're either being paid in full or that they are paying their rent in full right now, how to get more information about the programs, and how to figure out if you qualify for them or not. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so really quick before we get into the rental assistant program updates, if you're finding this content useful, could you take a second to hit that like and subscribe button below? I would really appreciate it. And if you're listening to this through podcast form, if you have 2 or 3 minutes of your time to go through and give me a quick review, let me know how I'm doing, I'd really appreciate it. It definitely helps me out. Okay, so let's go ahead and give you an update on what the rental assistant program is doing right now in California and how to get some more information, as well as how to determine if you qualify for it. So right now you may or may not know that between California as well as the federal government, there has been $5.2 billion that has been allocated to this rental assistant program. Only about 23% of that $5.2 billion has actually been either paid out or has been allocated to be paid out by someone that submitted an application. So that's $3.9 billion that is sitting there waiting for renters as well as landlords to take advantage of this to make sure that they are paying their rent, especially the back rent if you haven't been paying it because of a COVID-related issue. It's something that you want to make sure you're taking advantage of. So how do you take advantage of it? Well, the easiest way to get some more information is to go to Housing.ca.gov. I'll put it in the show notes as well, so that way you can click on it there. But that website gives you all the information you need to figure out if you qualify for it, as well as a bunch of other information that you might find useful if you are in a situation where you're either a renter and haven't been paying rent or your utilities, because this program is also designed to help out with utility payments. Or if on the other side you're a landlord and you haven't been getting rent, you can go ahead and start the application on behalf of your tenant, and then the tenant will get an email asking them to submit some information to be able to get the application fully approved by the California government. So if you haven't already gone there, make sure you check that website out, because that's going to give you an easy indication if you qualify or don't and how much you actually qualify for. So you will need some paperwork, but it will tell you exactly what you'll need to have in order to submit that application. So everybody's situation is different, but some of the very basic requirements is that, one, you need to be able to show some kind of COVID-19 related hardship to be able to apply for this program, whether that's you lost your job, your hours got cut, something that's impacted your income that's preventing you from being able to pay your rent in full every month. You need to be able to show that. Now, the second thing you need to be able to show is that your income is 80% or less of the average median income of whatever county you live in. So if you're watching this on YouTube right now, I'll quickly put up some of the Southern California counties up here so you can see, based on how many people you have in your household, what those income requirements are. If you're listening to this through podcast, I'll go through a few really quickly. So for a household of 2 in Orange County, you need to be making less than $86,050 a month. If you're living in Riverside County, for a household of 2, you need to be making less than $50,600 a month. And if you live in LA County with a household of 2, you need to be making less than $75,700 a month. If you are listening to this through podcast, you'll see all of the slides in the show notes, so you can be able to check out from there. So again, if you go to Housing.ca.gov, you can go on there and you can take a quick questionnaire that'll basically tell you, do you qualify, as well as what paperwork you need to gather to submit the application. And if you're a landlord, you can go on there, submit your information, and then they'll send an email to your tenant requiring them to basically fill out some more information and any paperwork that they need on their end to be able to fully submit the application to get that reimbursement. So really, I just want to make this video as kind of a PSA. I want to make sure that we get this information out to as many people as possible, because obviously there's still a lot of money in this program that is yet to be utilized, and we want to make sure that we're using this to make sure that as many people as possible don't have to worry about going through an eviction. Landlords are paid in full, rent is paid back, as well as utilities. Like I said, again, the utilities is also part of this program. So if you have receipts for utility bills that haven't been paid, you can also submit those as well and get reimbursement for a lot of that. So make sure that you go to this website. If you have any family or friends that are in a situation where this might be useful, please share this video with them, because ultimately we want to make sure that our friends, family, and neighborhoods are taken care of, and that as many people stay in their homes as possible. Now, other than that, that's really all I have for your quick tip of the week. Now, I will say, for a quick market update, there really hasn't been much change over the market in the last 2 weeks since I did my August market update. So you can check that out if you want to, but really, inventory has stayed about the same. Demand has stayed about the same. Interest rates did go up by 1/10 of a point this week, and that was largely due to the better than expected jobs report that came out last week. But other than that, still in a seller's market, still highly competitive, but it is slowing down a little bit, giving buyers a better chance of getting into a property without having to go through 10 to 20 other offers on the same house. So until next time, stay healthy, stay happy, and we'll see you on the next show. Bye.